All right, perfect.
David's got really expensive headsets on.
I gotta get the best when I'm interviewing the best, right?
Yeah, those look good, dude.
Thank you.
That's
All
like
right.
a gamer headset.
David Stark, watch your pass. Are you all ready to go?
Hey, David.
All right. So thanks so much for joining me today. I've got Eric Roberts and Gino McKoy talking about Lumina, which is coming to theaters on July 12th, 2024. It is an indie sci-fi epic with some very big ideas and a very large adventure, and Eric's character plays a key part in that right at the start, getting them moving in what is a like twisting, turning, out of this world experience. I am very excited to talk to you, so thanks so much for joining me.
Of course, great to be here.
Thanks so
Thanks for
much.
having me.
Of course. So Gino, you wrote this movie. Like, what inspired this? What, hurt you from this world or another world? I'm just curious.
I wrote this movie because I did a lot of work with MUFON and the extraterrestrial groups that work with the Pentagon and also the government, and also experiencers that have experienced this type of like UFO phenomenon. And I wanted to see exactly how it would feel on someone's family, or someone that's close to you, a loved one,
Mhm.
if they experience an abduction. So someone that they love that has been abducted, and how they would react to that abduction psychologically. Um, how far would they go? How far would they be willing to go to save that person's life? And that's basically what inspired me to do this type of movie.
Oh, interesting. And then, so were you always set to direct this movie as well? I mean, I know you wrote it, and I assumed you were directing it because you kind of know the subject matter, but were you always set to direct this as well?
I wrote this in 2016, so it was about 8 years ago. At that time, I wasn't set to direct. I was only writing and producing. I had another director on board, a DP friend of mine, going back to 2016, 17. And afterwards, after like the long period in terms of like developing the movie and getting it made, I decided to direct, of course.
Perfect. Well, yeah, step right in, right? You step up and see what happens. Eric, how did you get involved in this movie? Had you worked with Gino before, or did this just come across your desk and you kind of liked the character or liked the subject matter? How did you kind of get into this role?
Well, it was an offer, and I went. I love the subject matter, and then when I got to know Gino, it was all home week. I mean, he's a cool cat. He's really smart. He's really calm, and it's a pleasure to know Gino. And also this subject matter, I was always a bit of a believer. And then when I got into this movie and I did my homework on the subject, I'm a complete believer. It's not even a believer. You just have to go with the facts. And the facts are, yes, there is proof we haven't visited. And if we're pompous enough to think we're the only living things in the universe, we're awfully pompous.
Yeah, for sure. Now, Gino, I know that, when you were writing it, I don't know if you had like characters in mind, what they would look like. Did you and think of Eric for the character of Thom, or was this just like a pleasant surprise when Eric came across the desk and was like, yeah, I'll do this?
Yeah, he's one definitely was an actor in mind in terms of playing that role, because Eric has done so many roles, and he has such a versatility in terms of as an actor, in his acting range, going from so many different genres. I think he stepped into it, and like he did an amazing job. Everyone loved his character on set. Everyone that's seen the movie so far loved his character. I think that casting Eric was the right choice for it.
For sure. And Eric, I love your outfit, like I don't know, like a space cowboy almost. Did you have any say in that kind of getup, or was that all the wardrobe?
No, they sent me the costume and said, "Here's your boy."
That's perfect. No, it worked perfect. I love it. You see it, it's like it like looks instantly striking, but then also kind of like makes sense in like a Wild West themed area. So I love the way it kind of like made you pop out of the screen. And
That was
I
that
also
was a lot to do with my decision in terms of Tom's character, because it was like, conspiracy theory and the whole extraterrestrial and UFO phenomenon is like the Wild West.
Mhm.
And that was going to be Tom's character. And I had chosen like those type of looks with my costume designer, and I said we're going to go with something like this, and she was like, well, that looks crazy. I'm like, yeah, this is where we're going to go. And she chose a few different lookbooks. Like in our lookbook, we had a few different styles, and I ended up with this style. And I'm like, yeah, this is perfect.
That's perfect. And I love the stinger scene. It kind of was like a nice way at the very end. Was that always supposed to be like a stinger, or was that a scene in the movie that you just were like, you know, we'll put that at the very end. It'll be like a nice kind of like humorous wrap up.
I said I'll put it at the end, you know, as a nice humorous wrap up. But like it evolved. Like during the actual shooting of it, I said I'm gonna do something like that.
Mhm.
And then it just evolved into that towards the end, you know, and that's when we shot it.
For sure. And Eric, how much time did you actually get to, you know, be on set? I know, you know, you probably have a very busy schedule. Did you get to spend a couple days there, or was it really just like a, you know, you only had time for your scene, and then you had to move on to other projects?
It was a few days. It was a few days. And this was a really good group. He's a really cool leader. He knows what he wants. He knows how he wants it. He knows when he wants it, and he's always very prepared. It's not a cluster F on his sets. It's like really calm. It's really kind, and it's really organized. So these really quick shoots, you have to be that way, or you're going to make a bad movie. And if you are that way, you're going to make a good movie. Hence Lumina. It's a really fun movie to watch.
Yeah, for sure. Now, I know we have limited time. I'm going to switch to just, it's called lightning round, just lightweight questions about the film. I want to see how your personal experiences map to things in the movie. Feel free to skip any of them. I won't be offended, but I try to keep them very answerable and related to the movie. So, first question, have either of you ever visited Area 51 or Roswell?
I have not.
I have not.
Maybe a set for a future movie. A wormhole has opened up in front of you. Do you step through it, or do you hold off?
I do not.
I stepped through it.
Yeah,
Wow.
Eric, you're not curious to see where it might go? It probably would end horribly, but it might be fun.
I love my house.
That makes sense. And the last, most important question: have either of you ever seen a UAP?
No, I have not.
I have.
Awesome. Well, that makes sense. That explains why you wanted to start this movie. So you wanted to make this movie. So you can see UAPs, phenomena, wormholes, and Eric's fantastic character in Lumina, which is coming to theaters on July 12th, 2024. Like I said, it's an out of this world indie sci-fi epic that has just, you know, a lot of big ideas, a very epic journey, and some twists and turns along the way. This is Eric Roberts and Gino McKoy. Thank you so much for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, buddy.
Awesome. Thank you so much. This was fun.